Hi, this is John Beath with Let's Talk Outdoors and GoFishMagazine.com. This week's fish recipe is going to be a rockfish sandwich or a rockfish burger, however you want to call it. It's really fun and easy to make. I've got some nice rockfish fillets, but before I do that, I'm going to caramelize some onions, and I'm going to use a tablespoon of butter. Get that going. And I've got some onions here. Get those caramelized. Who doesn't like onions with their burger? In this case, rockfish burger. Got to get those nice and golden brown. And I caught this rockfish up in Alaska. I was fishing at Waterfall Resort. And take a look at the picture of the rockfish that I have here. It's really fun to catch rockfish, and for those of you on the West Coast, whether you're in California, Oregon, Washington, or maybe up in British Columbia or Alaska, rockfish is a really easy fish to catch. They're fun and they taste wonderful. The fillets aren't huge. They're just the right size to put in a Kaiser roll just like this. Really good. So I'm going to keep working on these onions. I can smell the sweet onions. Got to get them nice and caramelized. And while this is caramelizing, I'm going to tell you some of the other things that we're going to have in this recipe. When I'm cooking my fillets, I'm going to use some ponzu. And this is a nice citrus dressing that you can buy at most grocery stores. And I'm going to have a tartar sauce with saffron, lemon pepper, some dill, and I'm just using store-bought Skipper's because I like Skipper's tartar sauce. So I'm going to make a special tartar sauce. I'm also going to put some lemon juice in there to really make it tangy. All right, now I'm going to start working on my rockfish fillets. I'm going to put a little bit more butter in there. Get that going. Now these rockfish fillets were frozen. I thawed them out and I put them in some salt water for about a half an hour. It firms it up. It just makes it a much better product. Then I rinsed them thoroughly. So let's get that rockfish on there. And you'll notice with rockfish or most fish, when you put it on the plate, it will tense up. And you want that to happen. If your fish starts to stick to the pan, you just have to wait. It'll release itself. It's just a matter of keeping it on the pan long enough for that fish to release and allow you to pull it off without damaging the fillet. So I'm just going to let that cook, and you'll notice on the edges here it's starting to cook up and my onions are still caramelizing. All right, so now's the time to add a little bit of this ponzu. And this ponzu is really good stuff. So I'm just going to put a little bit on top and on the bottom. Delicious. And I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. This is just a tiny bit of salt. Here's some pepper. I have the coolest salt and pepper shakers. Oh, it's starting to smell absolutely wonderful. And with this fish, I'm going to pair it with Gewürztraminer. And this is a Two Vines Vintage 2011. And Gewürztraminer is a really sweet white wine. It will go perfect with white fish. So this is the wine that I'm going to pair it with. You could also put a little bit of this wine in the pan to cook with your fish if you so choose. Now notice how the rockfish is cooking up nicely. In just about another 30 seconds, I'm going to flip it. It's really starting to smell wonderful with that ponzu. And while that's cooking, I'm going to make my tartar sauce. Like I said, simply store-bought tartar sauce. Just choose which one that you would like to use. one big dollop or tablespoon per person usually does it. I'm going to do a little more. I'm going to add in a little bit of lemon pepper and some saffron. Gives it a wonderful flavor that you're probably not used to, and a little bit of dill. And then I'll take my lemon, put my little handy juicer in there, and oh boy, that really gives me some good juice there. Mix that up, and this is what I'm going to put on my Kaiser roll. Should be delicious. And this is what the tartar sauce looks like. It should be wonderful. I'm going to put a bit more butter in there, get that nice and buttery. I love butter. All right, it's almost time to plate this wonderful, wonderful rockfish burger. So first I'm going to spread some of this tartar on it. It's a little bit on each side. And the fish itself is going to have a little bit of juiciness to it. And I think it might be nice to have some fresh spinach. So I'm going to put a little bit of spinach on top of this, and it should be absolutely wonderful. Get some of these caramelized onions. And this is my wonderful rockfish burger. Absolutely great when paired with Gewürztraminer white wine. It has a really sweet, soft taste. It's not strong. I think you'll love it. So let's try this. Absolutely fantastic. This is a recipe you've got to try. Rockfish burger with ponzu and special tartar sauce and caramelized onions. It's great. I hope you join me next week on Let's Talk Outdoors for our fish recipe of the week. Until then, my name is John Beath for GoFishMagazine.com and Let's Talk Outdoors. I'll see you later.